Everybody will say you ever want to kill me right here.
I ain't smoked cigarettes in 7 years.
If they go and take out that you have some pictures. That's what Jack. You're a superstar. You're a celebrity. You might want to consider this jacket.
Nemo face.
Okay. How about small band history?
Little band history?
Yeah.
All right. I'll start. These guys had, a lot of these guys had been already working together, just getting some songs together, but it was hard for them to really find the right fit for who was going to be the front man. And Sean gave me a call during COVID or like
It was post-COVID.
just post, I guess, the world opening back up a little bit. And he gave me a call because I've been out of music for, I guess, about 4 years at that gap. And I decided that this sounds like a good one. I actually didn't know who the other players were. It was just Sean asked me to do it. I was like, well, he's probably playing with people that at least aren't bums. So, yeah, that's how it started. And I came and I had, I started writing lyrics just to get stuff out during the pandemic. And once he called, I said, this kind of feels right.
Cool. So what bands got you guys into music?
You want to start? What bands do we come from? Let's start over here.
Die Cheerleader Die, Rebel Lemons. Those would be the ones people might know.
Professional Victim, Stillborn.
First worthwhile band I was in was the Homeowners, based out of DC. Then I did 10 years with Cop Stabber, which was a whole fucking lot of fun mostly. And then I guess now we're 2.5 or something years into fucking LT.
The oldest band you probably knew me from, Billy, was when I was in Attica 9, right? And then I was in National Razor for a little bit.
Probably the only one, Die Cheerleader Die, and a bunch of other bands with Sean Revere, one with Frank. But
Were you ever in the Ailments? I think he did a stint in that.
Yeah, I was in Ailments.
Hey guys, there's nothing like a nice book.
Cool. So where did the name come from? The band name?
So the name came from, it started with, I at the beginning of the pandemic, when things were truly shut down, I had a 3-tooth bridge back here that was gold, and it was beautiful, and it sat up, against a living tooth. During the pandemic, it snapped off, and I wanted to see if they could put it back on. When I went in, they said, no, we can't put it back in, you'd have to get implants and whatever. But we also had the bad news that living tooth next to it needs to go too. And I was like, let me take a look. So I looked in the mirror, I said, nah, that's a luxury tooth. I don't really need that one to live. I can chew food without it. And the dental lady, she was fucking dumbstruck. She said, I've never heard anyone refer to one of their teeth as a luxury. And I said, maybe if that struck her that hard, maybe I need to really put some effort and some thought into this. And I started thinking about, like, when you're a kid, especially young, you have certain things that you think you just couldn't live without. Like, you need these things. It probably starts with your parents. It's your best friend from when you were a kid. It's the first love that you think you couldn't have lived without. Turns out, when your parents die, when those best friends move away and you never see them again, or that first love, you break up and hate each other, guess what? You keep living. It turns out it was a luxury. You did not need those things to live. And most things in life, even the things that you really, really think you need, they're luxuries. You can live without them. Just keep getting up, keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you can get through this.
Cool. So you got any music out yet?
We have a 7-inch and a 12-inch. The 12-inch, one side was recorded live here at the Auto Bar with us when we were opening for GBH. And the other side is our studio first record release. Then we had a 7-inch that we dropped before that, which is called Might Join a Cult. Yeah, that has 3 songs on it, including a Butthole Surfers cover, which is pretty gnarly.
Cool. So what are some of the songs about?
That record came out, by the way, on DCPC Records. Scott, shout out to Scott Pash.
Cool. So what are some of the songs about?
And I put as much thought as I can and as much effort into the lyrics of these songs and trying to make them actually mean something while I'm up there screaming my ass off. So, I mean, we range a lot of topics. We have songs about the way homeless people, addicts, and other, like, marginalized people are super mistreated by the system. You know, things are not set up to help those people get better. It's set up to make them worse. We have songs about how nobody out there wants to fight fair, so you should make sure that you're ready with a crew of your own to make sure that you're good. But also, in turn, you should roll with a crew anyway, because sometimes people need to get jumped, and if you see someone like putting something in a girl's drink, there's no reason why you shouldn't just drag that motherfucker out and whoop his ass unfairly. We have songs, I mean, obviously we have the Luxury Teeth anthem, named Luxury Teeth, which explains how you can't keep getting through this shit. We have a lot of shit. Most of them are trying to be meaningful and give people something to think about, but also some of them are dumb as fuck, like Softer the Sheep, which was a song that I wrote to sound like we're a tough guy crew, but it's really all about me. It's all about how I'm soft. If people know the song, it's all about having a bunch of cats and a huge vegetable garden and things that a lot of people would assume is soft by their hard punk life credentials. But it was really just a song about how soft I am, but it sounds like I'm calling someone out specifically.
Cool.
That was a good joke.
Cool thing about being a band from Baltimore.
Well, a cool thing for being a band in Baltimore right now is the fact that there are so many fucking amazing other locals that you're playing with. I mean, Rapid City, Death Rats, I mean, Ceramenics. I mean, so many fucking great bands. That rules. And Baltimore is getting that reputation out of town. So I think already it's been helping us out of town, but I think in the future it's really going to start helping us out of town. And the Baltimore folk rockers, man, they do come out. So
Cool.
And we're close to DC. We can head up to PA for shows. You know, it's not that far from those places. That's always good. So
yeah, York, PA.
Geographic location, you know.
York, PA. That scene up there has become Little Baltimore, if you ask me. It feels very. I feel very at home up there with those guys. Shout out Skid Row. Shout out Kennel if you ever reopen.
Cool. So, you got any tour stories? Show stories?
Well, I can say that a year ago tomorrow, we played 2 shows the same day. One was at the Downer at the skate park, and one was up in York, PA at Skid Row. Unfortunately, it turns out that when I was still drinking, that playing 2 shows on the same day is a bad idea for my sobriety. And I pretty much made a complete ass of myself up in Pennsylvania. That show, I'm surprised we ever got booked again after my tragic performance.
Lesson learned, right?
Yeah, lesson learned.
Well, you were entertaining.
True. Tour story. If you call this a tour, you know, we did a long weekend and down at Virginia Beach and Richmond and then back up here. I can say, proved that we're able to travel and stay together without violence or animosity.
Hit a beach.
We did hit a beach.
And I took the one show. I took like 200 volts to the mouth every time I tried to do backing vocals. So don't trust the electricity in random places you play.
Cool. So, what do you miss most about the Baltimore scene?
I miss Stout regularly, that's for sure. But we all went Tad. You know, his health is obviously the most important thing. So that's. I'm not calling anybody out. I just miss being able to see Stout every month at least once. I miss all the dead people. I miss them. That's.
And the dead clubs. There were some good clubs that, you know.
Yeah.
Sidebar is being
it's coming
Frankenstein.
It's coming back.
There's
Cool.
clubs.
Shout out to Hal.
Yeah, like you throw a name out there like How Daddies, and half the people loved it, half the people hated it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only venue that didn't even care if you blew up fireworks inside the venue at the show. They didn't even mind.
So, you got any plans for the future?
I think, you know,
more of everything.
yeah, we're going to release more rad albums. We're going to play as many awesome shows as we can. Speaking for myself, you know, and I know this was a discussion at the beginning of the band, you know, we're all at places in our lives where doing real legitimate, like, month-long tours really isn't fitting into the majority of our lifestyles and career paths. But so I think our goal is to be on the list of the premier regional punk rock names, so that we continue to get booked on rad shows like this one and rad shows like so many other ones that we've done, and that people will come out when it's a locals only, because we are hopefully on that list, like I said, of the premier punk rock bands in and around the area. All more. Love you.
Cool. You got any last words?
Toxic Flare, we made it. Finally.
Cool.
And
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for fucking documenting all this through the
and
years. Yeah.
for 100 years, I mean, this has been going on for so long, and we fucking love you. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, you're a vital part of the scene, man, for much longer than any of us.
Cool. Thanks. Let me get a band picture.